Southern Utah. This iconic western landscape is the result of 25 million years of sandstone erosion, which have left deep canyons littered with boulders and pools of freezing water. It's harsh and uninhabited, which is exactly why it appeals to experienced canyoneers like Justin and Jeremy Harris.
Jeremy and I have shared a lot of experiences as we grew up as brothers.
Justin's always been an icon to me. He's always been someone that I looked up to.
Canyoneering is a passion that the brothers have shared since they were 7 years old.
We can share things that brothers don't very often get time to share.
Today they're going to tackle a remote canyon over 50 miles from the nearest town.
We were looking for something that would be a new adventure, something that was going to be a little bit more challenging.
They camp for the night and wake up to a freezing winter morning.
Hey, little brother, wake up. What time is it? It's time to go.
It had been a while since we'd been out on a hike, and November was, you know, it was a little later than we wanted to go.
It's freezing.
We both had done quite a bit of winter hiking, so it wasn't something that was foreign to us, but it's definitely something that's going to complicate matters.
You sure you're up for this today?
I thought about that question, and I think, yeah, maybe part of me as his older brother thought that I needed to make the final say.
Yeah, are you? Yeah, I'm up for it. You drove all this way, right?
I made the decision that we were going to go for it that day.
Justin!
We started double-checking all of our equipment, making sure that we had all of the hardware that we needed, that the ropes were ready to go. Our route was going to head up towards the pinnacle and then drop down into Baptist Draw. Basically, at that point, you know, it was like a little bit of kind of elation that we'd made the decision that we were going to go forward with this.
As they race towards the canyon's entrance, it's Jeremy, the younger brother, who's at a disadvantage. As a child, he suffered from a debilitating hip condition that led to a full hip replacement when he was only 21.
All of my growing up years, it was something that dictated what I was able to do and what I wasn't able to do.
Hip acting up? It's never liked the cold.
Jeremy's really suffered, and I was always a little bit in awe of the fact that with his artificial hip, he would push himself, and he would find a trail, or he would find a new peak that he hadn't climbed yet.
The brothers plan to follow a circular route. The descent into Upper Chute Canyon will take them 500 feet below the surface. To get back out, they must look for the side canyon at Chute Junction.
The scary element about technical canyoneering is once you go over a rappel, unless you leave your climbing rope there, you have no way back out. You have no choice but to continue.
The canyon has proven to be far more difficult than the brothers expected. They're now hours behind schedule.
The tension was increasing, the pressure was on. We really needed to get a move on. Well, it wasn't more than 100 yards, and we ran into a huge chokestone.
No, that's not on the trail notes.
It becomes basically a barrier that you need to climb up and over.
Got some water.
The last thing we wanted to do was fall down into one of these pools and get wet.
This looks pretty good. I think I can take this. Well, let me get back up there.
I was confident that we could down climb it and not have any problem.
Jeremy, wait! Ah! Jer! Jeremy! Jeremy!
I remember when I heard that splash, that was the last thing that I wanted to hear at that point.
Jeremy! Jeremy! Jeremy!
Monty, I'm coming!
Both hypothermia and frostbite were a major concern. It's the end of November and it's in Utah. I don't know exactly what the temperature was during the day, but it was well below freezing.
Freezing? There's no way we're climbing out of here.
Just double time the rest of the canyon. Get back to camp.
Dusk is just 3 hours away and the temperature's dropping fast. Justin and Jeremy will have to move even quicker now if they're to have any chance of getting out of the canyon before dark.
More fire. Hot cuts are really good right now.
I think we were even in a bigger hurry after that happened. I know I definitely was.
All right.
Now the weather, which has been deteriorating all day, takes a dramatic turn for the worse.
It probably wasn't 10, 15 minutes before there was maybe an inch of snow. It was very cold. And then we hit another big chokestone. I remember looking down over the back of it and looking at that pool and thinking, oh great, water again.
You think this canyon has something against us, do you?
Yeah, I think it might just.
It was a very tricky down climb, even though it wasn't far. There were very few handholds and very few places to stand on the way down.
And footing was a little slippery because of the snow.
I'm slipping. I'm glad you were there.
And I remember just holding on to his hand because that was the firmest thing that I had to hold on to.
Okay.
I remember feeling a shift in his movement and believing he was going to jump to the floor because it really wasn't that far. I let go.
And the next thing I know, I'm basically falling.
Justin!
I knew without a doubt I had just broken my leg, and all I could do was scream. It was the worst pain I'd ever felt in my life.
Just stop screaming! You gotta calm down!
I had never quite heard someone scream in pain like that. It was a really helpless feeling to hear him scream like that in pain and not be able to do anything for him.
Just take it easy, bro! Get up and help me! Get out of the water! Come on!
And I could really feel how bad he was hurt. It was very obvious that that there were things in places where they shouldn't be.
It's really bad, Justin.
Justin's shin bone is shattered in 6 places. Internal bleeding is already restricting blood flow to other parts of his body. They don't know it, but this injury could kill him.
Okay. What time is it?
I remember thinking that my brother has an artificial hip.
4-5 hour check back to the car.
When I looked in Jeremy's eyes, I could tell just how scared he was.
Really bad.
You got maybe an hour of light.
I was gonna leave him there and hike out, which is really hard to do. For the fact that, 1, it's my brother that I know and love very much, and 2, that real soon I'm gonna be by myself.
Okay, you're gonna have to move me. Up against the wall, out of the wind.
You ready?
Okay, just do it, do it!
I think both of us knew just how serious of a situation we were in.
Justin's in real danger. Between his injured leg and the freezing temperatures, his chances of survival decrease with every passing hour. Jeremy needs to move on. It's another 4 miles to the side canyon exit, and the light is fading fast.
That's the side canyon there, right?
I'll just crow's nest it up here. Double time it back to the car. Call for help.
Just take it one step at a time. How you feeling?
Good. Considering I've never been this scared.
When we started divvying things out and going through the backpack, we came across my camera. And one of the last things that we did was take a picture of each other, because I remember saying, well, we better take a picture of each other if we don't ever see each other again.
I thought that maybe I might never see him again. And those things, yeah, those things go through your head.
Remember I was saying about you being my least favorite brother?
I never liked you much either.
Hey, chair.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you think the hike's going so far? Be careful.
Okay.
I could see him for a while before he went out of sight. And I remember telling him, think happy thoughts. And you can do it.
According to the trail notes, Jeremy should be out of the canyon in 4 hours. But so far, the route has proven more difficult and far slower than expected.
I think we were both pretty confident that I was going to be out soon and I could call someone and we'd get him out of that canyon. Had no idea what was really going to happen.
At the bottom of the canyon, Justin's battle for survival has become one of sheer will and faith in his brother.
I knew he would do everything that he possibly could to get out of that canyon and to get help in for me. I knew he wouldn't give up, no matter what.
It's really hard to convey to someone how exhausted I was. I'd gone so far beyond what I had imagined my limits were. I wasn't sure whether I should believe that it was really there or not. And I approached it, and it really was. I hadn't really even thought about my own physical condition. I was a wreck and kind of amazed at the fact that I was even alive.
It should have taken Jeremy just 5 hours to reach their camp. Getting lost means it's taken over 26.
I open the car and grab his cell phone, and it's dead. Plug it into the car lighter to get some power and waited a minute.
After the superhuman effort that Jeremy has made to escape the canyon, he faces a final cruel twist of fate.
I couldn't get any service. I remember holding the phone up over the top of the car and couldn't get a signal.
As Jeremy tries to get through to help, Justin is struggling just to get from 1 hour to the next.
All you want to do is lay down and just go to sleep for a little while. And I thought about just how easy that would be. And I'm hoping that I can go through another hour. I can get through 2 hours, and then you get through that hour, and time passes.
Justin is beginning to realize that he faces another night in the canyon, a night he does not expect to survive. As the sun rises after a second night exposed to sub-zero temperatures, and with no idea if his brother is alive or dead, Justin knows he cannot survive much longer.
Hello? Hello? Oh! Hey.
And then all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see a face pop around this boulder. And I think we were probably both pretty surprised to see each other.
Justin, we see you. He's right over there. Base, we found him.
And it was like, you know, they're here. They made it. They made it down. It was wonderful.
So how are you feeling?
When I first got to Justin, just looking at him, I thought, boy, he's doing pretty good.
Well, aside from the shivering, I think I'm okay.
Shivering, it means that he is maintaining his core temperature on his own, so that was a good sign to me.
My brother Jeremy, where's he?
He needed some medical attention.
Why, what happened?
No, he just got into a little disagreement with the canyon over who was tougher. But he's gonna be okay.
I was overcome with emotion. For the first time, I knew that you know, he was out for sure. And I'm getting out of here now.
Right. Let's take a look at that leg.
I cut up his pant leg just enough to expose the injury where his leg was, and it just totally took me by surprise. As soon as I saw his leg, I knew that we had a very serious situation.
Although Justin seems okay, toxins and poisons have built up in his shattered leg to such a degree that moving him risks releasing them into his system.
When your blood doesn't circulate down through your body continuously, acids build up in your body, and if they are rapidly released back into the system, they'll go to your heart and it'll kill you. I really thought at that time, he has a really high potential of losing his leg, but even more so of losing his life.
How bad is it?
I'm gonna get you some morphine before we move you.
At that point, I knew that it really was bad.
I need to get my patient out of here right now.
And I was probably a lot worse off than I thought I was.
Yeah, thanks.
And that was kind of a tough pill to swallow.
Good to go.
I'm laying flat on my back, and you know, for the first time, I'm getting a pretty good view of the canyon that we came down to see, and so I'm kind of looking around, and it's a nice canyon. When we finally got up over the lip of the canyon wall, all I could see was a bunch of faces that I didn't know, and they were all looking at me and smiling.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thanks.
You do great.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Justin, would you like to speak to your wife?
I says, yeah, I want to talk to her.
Trish?
And Tricia says, hey, are you okay? And I says, yeah, I'm alive. I love you, and I'm alive.
Steve Bull has been climbing for 18 years and has conquered some of the highest peaks in the world.
For me, the mountain environment is a very special and beautiful place. particularly Mount McKinley. It's one of the great wildernesses of this world. It's been one of my ambitions for a long time.
Anthony Hollinshead is Steve's best friend and his long-time climbing partner.
Climbing is predominantly having trust in your climbing partner. It's paramount that you know what the other's doing.
Nigel Vardy completes the three-man team. This is his first expedition with the others. He's an experienced climber, but he's never attempted a mountain as treacherous as Mount McKinley.
I sometimes suffer a little bit with confidence, and sometimes I have to say, Nigel, you can do this, you'll be fine. Originally, Steve had the dream of climbing McKinley, and really we perhaps followed his lead. It would be the first big expedition that Nigel had done, so I think he was a little unsure of what was in front of him.
With Nigel coming into the team, it's obviously changes the team dynamics slightly, I suppose. Stephen and I were used to making decisions.
Right, you ready?
There's an awful lot of pressure to work together well, because you are reliant on each other. Absolutely reliant. There is nobody else there.
Come on, let's get going.
There are a number of routes up Mount McKinley. One of the most popular is the West Buttress. But Steve, Anthony and Nigel have decided to tackle the much tougher West Rib route. After 17 days of severe climbing, they've reached their last camp at 16,000 feet. They aim to go for the summit tomorrow.
The night before the summit bed, we're in the tent. We're all pretty high. I think we're ready for it tomorrow.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, dehydrated meat or fish, or how about our lovely powdered vegetarian option?
He is a real comedy character to know, is Anthony. Full of life, always got a good laugh.
Hey, nice bit of colour you picked up today. You'll be in swimming trunks tomorrow.
Did you not put your sunblock on today?
Steve's quite the opposite. Steve's a very serious character.
Should be like a religion to you, Nigel. You know what the sun can do to your skin up here? Right. Fast up, fast down, OK? So let's strip all the unnecessary gear and pack a kit.
What we agreed? Frillies in tutus.
Fellas, you should have had this done earlier.
It's a run for the summit, stick the flag on, get the photographs, and back down again.
To get to the summit and back before nightfall, they need to travel light. They leave the tent and most of their equipment behind. After hours of hard climbing, the team are already behind schedule. They've now reached an area known as the football field, a flat plateau just below the summit. But the weather is changing.
As we walked across the top of the football field, the wind started to increase rapidly. The temperatures dropped to around -50 degrees centigrade, with the wind howling over the summit ridge at about 70 miles an hour. I don't know what that takes you down to, but it's cold, believe me.
Every step is just draining. You're almost crawling, really, just to sort of get your face out of the wind.
It can be like being hit with hailstones, frozen peas, if you've got exposed flesh.
Weather conditions on Mount McKinley are some of the most unpredictable in the world. and can cause death by flash freezing in seconds.
We'd all got 17 days hard climbing behind us, which means you don't carry a lot of excess fat, which is what you need in a situation like this.
These conditions are very tough for all of them, but for one, the conditions are proving too much.
What I didn't realise was how cold Steve was getting. Steve was getting bitterly cold. I can feel myself going down. I'm shivering, my teeth are chattering, my thought process is slowing down, I'm becoming lethargic.
Steve, who is leading the team, is beginning to feel the effects of hypothermia. He's literally freezing to death. They're at over 19,000 feet, and the temperature is plummeting. At such altitudes, the impact of an unpredicted storm like this is devastating. Steve is suffering badly. Anthony and Nigel know that they have to get him out of the freezing cold.
We need to look for shelter! Get somewhere safe, now!
Finding anywhere to hide up there is very difficult. You really are out on your own.
Wait! Up there!
By the grace of God, we found a crevasse at the base of the summit cone. We took our ice axes and opened the face of it up, which was very hard work. I can feel myself going down. I'm shivering. Hypothermia is going to come soon if I don't get out of this wind. It was a wind that was killing us. And once we were in there, I'm not going to say it was warm, but it was warmer.
Oh, God, please,
As the cold's taking effect, your mind's slowing down, your reactions are slowing down, thought process is slowing down. So I'm relying then on others to take care of me.
I need you to hug me. I need you to get some warmth into me.
Steve asks me to sort of cuddle him, keep him warm, really.
You ever tell anyone about this at climbing club? And you're toast.
Anthony was talking to Steve quite a lot, and I think that probably came from the fact that they were great friends anyway. They'd known each other a long, long time, and Anthony just wasn't going to let him go.
Thirsty. Give us a drink. Nice drink. Let's see what we've got.
Dehydration is a major, major problem.
The team begin to regret leaving their equipment behind.
What's that then, Nige?
We should have carried a stove to reheat and to get some warm food inside us and possibly a better drink inside us.
It's all right, mate. It's all right. Just calm down. I'm here, all right? So shh.
We've got to radio for help. Get them to send help. We'll never get Steve down on our own, not in the state that he's in. We've got no choice.
I don't know. He's still shivering and moving. That's a really good sign.
Nigel and Anthony know that Steve would want to carry on, but they now must decide if they should call off the climb and send out a mayday call.
It's a very difficult decision to actually decide that we've got to make this mayday call because we don't know how Steve's going to react.
We need to call now rather than waiting till it's too late. Just hope there's enough charge in the battery to get through. Try to keep it warm, but it's so cold.
Is it okay?
We'll get a better signal outside. base camp. This is Expedition Denson. Do you copy? This is Expedition Denson, requesting urgent assistance. Over.
This is base camp. Base camp receiving. If you're trying to reach us, we can hear your button being pressed, but no voice transmission. Repeat, your button, but not your voice.
I felt very happy to hear somebody else's voice, that there was somebody there. But they were really struggling to hear us.
We need you to respond by clicks. 1 click for yes, 2 for no.
And so they started off, are you this expedition? 1 click for yes, 2 clicks for no.
Are you Expedition Zambezi?
We just went down until they got a click for yes.
Are you Expedition Denson?
And at that point, they've got who you are, what route you're climbing, next of kin, equipment, all this information they can use.
The storm is too bad to rescue you tonight. We need you to call again in the morning.
What did they say?
I'm to call. Reconfirm our position in the morning. We've just got to get through tonight. Radio again tomorrow.
Steve? Nige! Steve, stop moving! Steve! Steve!
Steve is becoming dangerously hypothermic. And now Nigel is also losing his battle against the cold.
I don't realise I'm going hypothermic. And my own mind is shutting down.
Anthony must try to keep his 2 friends alive in temperatures of minus 30 degrees at almost 20,000 feet. It's been a long night, but eventually Anthony emerges to see if the weather at least may be changing for the better. With daybreak comes another surprise.
Morning.
You seem disgustingly fit for a man who was a shivering wreck last night. Obviously these big manly arms of mine are stuffed.
Overnight, Anthony managed to slow the process of hypothermia by holding Steve's body close to his own, providing much-needed insulation against the cold.
It was a vast improvement from the previous night. Steve actually was in a good condition.
Come on, let's go and check where we are.
What about Nige?
Oh, we can get him later. Look, just like you and I, let's go and have a look at this mountain that we've been talking about for so long. Okay.
At this point, I'm still hoping to make it to the summit, for all 3 of us to get there.
Will you look at that?
It's there for the taking. Come on, let's go for it.
Steve, last night you were pretty bad, you know. Nigel thought, we both thought that he should radio a distress call.
What the hell did you do that for? What did they say?
Nigel went outside to make the call. He said the radio didn't seem to be working.
One last push and we're there. So let's get back radio base and tell them that we're all fine now.
Look, I'm sorry, mate, but you were a real mess.
It's fine. Really. Let's just get back, get Nigel, radio in and push on.
a sudden there's a crack. And I'm off. The adrenaline's going and I'm thinking so fast that these seconds I'm falling feels like minutes. There's absolutely no way I can plant this ice axe to stop my fall. It would just rip my arm out of the socket. I need to stop.
Steve has fallen around 1,100 feet.
Oh, I can't believe I'm still alive. The fall should have killed me.
Steve has severely injured both his legs. The right is fractured, but his left is shattered in 12 places. He's over 17,000 feet up, and in his condition a huge distance from the route where he had hoped to find help. Over 2,000 feet above him, his friends are waiting for the rescue that may now never come.
We still can't eat or drink anything, and this is almost 36 hours after we'd set off. So, you know, it's a long time to go without taking anything on board. There is little we can do to stay warm without using our energies up. Not knowing quite what the next step is going to be. And we're telling kiddies jokes, which aren't very funny.
How do you keep a dog from smelling?
Hold his nose.
Listen. Listen. Steve's got down and given him our position. We're gonna be okay.
You're listening and listening and listening and thinking to yourself, fantastic. This could be it.
Help! Help!
I can hear helicopters. You can hear the chopper blades coming round and round the mountain.
Help!
Thinking to myself, are they looking for us? There's a rescue party coming up the mountain now, or we're going to be safe. And the blades go away and sink into the distance.
At this kind of altitude, a helicopter rescue is virtually impossible. Whatever they can hear, it's unlikely that it's deliverance. Beneath them, Steve is critically injured, but is making a heroic effort to drag himself to where he can be spotted by other climbers. His injuries are so bad he might not live, but Steve believes that if he fails, all three of them will die on the mountain.
I've got to gain access to the popular route where people will be coming up. My only hope is going back up the ice chute I've just fallen down. I've still got the crampon on my right leg, and I'm using that right leg to purchase me up. I can feel the bone grating as I'm going. I get so far up, and my crampon slips, and I'm sliding back down again. On the way down, I bang my left leg. pain's quite excruciating now. I need to take a look at my legs and see what condition they're in. I roll up my trousers. The bone on my left leg is sticking through the skin. I'm really concerned now that I might bleed to death. And try to put pressure on the wound to stem the flow. Now I'm pressing down onto bone end and just raw fibres showing through the skin.
Steve is desperate to press on for help. He must splint his leg to keep going.
I tie my eye sacks around my leg to try and support it. Everything's lined up now, and I'm looking in better condition. Now comes a big test. What am I going to do? If I don't put my weight on the leg, I'll never know, I'll never get off. Gotta give it a go. I'm sitting here in the snow, wondering what the hell I'm going to do. I can't stand up and walk. I've tried crawling. I've got a whistle. I start to blow my whistle in case there's anybody just the other side of the rib. I'm sitting there thinking, what else can I do to attract attention? I've got nothing else. This is it. The sun's gone down. If I think about 4 hours in the dark, temperature's down to -50 centigrade, and surviving it, it's a long, long way to go.
Steve's body is succumbing to the cold. He tries desperately to stay alive.
I'm thinking about my family back home in England. That's keeping me going. I want to see my family. I want to go home to. I've got to stay awake. I'm messing with my leg. Putting my goggles over my eyes so my eyes don't freeze. Even tapping my leg to stimulate some pain so that it keeps me awake.
Climber Steve Ball has had an horrific fall on Mount McKinley. He's been stranded for 15 hours with terrible injuries in unbelievable cold. His fellow climbers, Anthony and Nigel, have been rescued. All he can do now is hope someone finds him before he dies.
Steve!
His friends have no idea that Steve is still lost on the mountain.
Somebody came into my room in the hospital to ask me what Steve was wearing. It's only then I actually realised that Steve wasn't in a place of safety. He'd been there for up to 12 hours out, exposed on the mountainside, and nobody knew where he was.
Climbers have now been alerted and are out searching for Steve, but they have no idea where to look for him and have little hope of finding him alive. It is rare for the human body to survive overnight temperatures as low as -50 degrees.
I can't feel my feet anymore. My nose is cold. I don't want to take my fingers out of my pockets. I just want to stay huddled up. I haven't got a lot left. I'm starting to lose it.
Steve's lost all hope of being saved. He hasn't made it to the path. All he can do is wait for death.
I'm hearing voices, and I don't know who it is. I think I'm dreaming.
But it's not a dream. These voices are real.
Tom, on the radio, quick.
I know these voices, and I know I'm being rescued. I know I can't be dreaming it because I'm feeling the pain, and you don't feel pain when you're dreaming. I'm awake. They tell me they're climbers, and they found me, and they're surprised that I'm still alive. I'm cold, but I'm alive, and I'm going to stay alive. I want to go home.